One thing we believe is that you want to live the most fulfilling life possible. The problem is, it's easy to want to live a fulfilling life, but it's far more difficult to actually live a fulfilling life. In fact, most people go through life searching for fulfillment, frustrated when they can't find it, and hopeless for where to turn next. When I was 17 years old, I was far from God, frustrated with my life, and didn't know which direction to go. It was through a local church that my life changed. They weren't scared of my questions, and they showed me incredible love. And they helped me discover how God had wired me to make a difference. I ended up going to college, passionate about following Jesus, and while I was there, I went to a new church, and I was blown away at all that God was doing in their community. Upon leaving the service that day, I thought to myself, I one day want to plant a church. I returned to Toledo to serve at my home church, and that's when Jess and I started dating.
Yeah, I remember when we first started dating, we'd go on these long walks, have great conversations, and almost every single time we would come back to having a conversation about planting a church one day. And for Josh, it was funny because it wasn't a hypothetical conversation like if this happens. It was a when this happens, because God has placed this call on my life when I plant a church one day. And what I loved is that at 19, he's so passionate talking about this. And what I love even more is that you invited me into that story from day one. And so we began dreaming together about what our future might look like. And you invited me in right as God is starting to stir all of this inside of him. And a lot has changed since those early days, about 10 years ago now. We've been married for almost 7 years, and we have 2 beautiful daughters. Quinn is almost 3, and Juniper just turned 1. But one thing that has not changed over the last 10 years is that we are passionate about the church, and we're passionate about having people take their next step with Jesus.
Over the last decade, we've helped thousands of people discover their God-given purpose and confidently live it out through serving in various ministry roles at our home church in Perrysburg, Ohio. We believe now God is calling us to start a church. And as we prayed about where God was leading us, one city that always captured our attention was Phoenix.
Yep, so my family grew up going to Phoenix every summer for a family vacation. We would visit family friends out there, and we just fell in love with the area. And we always went in August, so that's saying something that we fell in love with Phoenix in August. But then Josh and I made it a point for us to travel the week after Christmas every year. So that's what we've done the past couple of years. And this December, we knew that God was calling us to plant a church. So we went into the trip really open-handed, asking God, is this where you want us to go?
After multiple confirmations from God, we knew that Phoenix was that place. That's why we are moving from our home in Toledo, Ohio, to launch Purpose Church in Phoenix, Arizona, specifically in the West Valley in Goodyear, Arizona. We will be launching in early 2023, and we can't wait to help people discover their God-given purpose so they can live the most fulfilling life possible. Because every person deserves to live the most fulfilling life possible. It's our dream to help every person wake up confidently each day doing what God has called them to do. We want to create a community of people that are loved and cared for with no strings attached. That's the type of church we're looking to start. If there's anything in you that gets excited or responds when talking about the dream and the vision and the heart of Purpose Church, we would love to connect with you and ask you to consider joining our launch team so you can see this vision come to pass in the West Valley. Purpose Church, coming to the West Valley in January 2023.